What up, though, y'all? It's Chris broadcasting to you from the D. It's a nice sunshining day out here. Let's get to the topic at hand. A Tuah Girl. She's not quite given up yet on her career, but her career does seem all but over. She had a really good 15 minutes of fame going that I believe would have fizzled out anyway, because her claim to fame, if you want to call it that, some of you may think infamy, but her 15 minutes of relevance, yeah, we can go with that. It was based on a street interview that she just happened to be stopped for, and she was asked about something that she would do for a guy, to kind of like keep him happy or whatever, and she went into, and I don't even know why this was the reaction. All right, she immediately went to talking about her fellatio skills, how she would spit on that thing, as she put it. And for whatever reason, this went viral, even though to this day, I still don't get why that was so special. But yeah, it went viral. The girl, she made it. She somehow unintentionally became viral, became a meme, and she tried to lean into it. She had merch. People were selling some merch of her, so she went ahead and got in on that. She had a social media team. I mean, she moved quickly. I give credit where credit is due. She absolutely moved quickly so that she can cash in on her own name and likeness. Tuah Girl is obviously not a name she came up with. That is what the internet dubbed her. But I believe she did copyright it. I mean, at least I hope she did. It would be wise for her to copyright that. But after taking a long break, like several months from being out in the spotlight, because that whole meme coin thing that she pitched blew up in everybody's faces. You guys know how I felt about that. I expressed that in a previous video. I said that if you thought it was a good idea to be in league financially with someone whose claim to fame was talking about their fellatio skills, you deserve exactly what you got. But when she was being held accountable about launching this meme coin, she said that she was she was gonna go to bed, and that turned into several months. And then she came out with a podcast episode with that one guy, FaZe Banks, and he ended up regretting being part of this. But some things were said on that podcast, and he learned some things after the fact to where he did not want that episode out there, and it conveniently got leaked. Somebody somewhere conveniently already had it queued up, and they accidentally made it go live, even though they had terms in place that it wouldn't go live unless FaZe Banks gave the okay. Funny how that worked. Don't publish it. Oh, it got published. It's too late. Oh man, that was an accident. The video already had been edited, already had ads in it. And we're not talking about YouTube ads. We're talking about like sponsorship. You really don't typically do all that for a video that has a high chance of not going live. So I didn't believe the whole leak story. FaZe Banks then later said he was just trying to pipe. Man, why? I mean, the girl, I'm not gonna say she's mid, but she's like every girl. You'll see a girl like her at like every Walmart, every hot dog on a stick, every McDonald's. Like she's a every girl, not an ugly girl by any means. She just doesn't stick out by anything. She looks like every girl. But whatever. You skip forward to now, and she's done another Talk to Her episode. Wait. No, she did another one after that, where with KSI. She did one with KSI. I forgot, and I guess that was to try to like add some star power. She had KSI on there and really didn't know anything about him. She's asking him a bunch of questions. I mean, she just didn't know anything. I was really surprised that you would have a guest of this caliber who, for whatever reason, decided to come be a guest on your show, and you didn't at the very least read a Wikipedia page about him. Just, I don't know, man. That was just really weird to me, man. If I had a guest like that willing to do an interview with me, man, I'm gonna learn as much as I possibly can about them. I mean, even if it's somebody that I'm already familiar with, I'm still gonna try to learn even more about them if possible. Maybe some little details to where they're impressed, like, damn, how do you know that? You know, but she didn't do that. Then we got the latest episode of Talk Tuah, at least I believe it's the latest. She is just playing the Schultz defense. I know nothing. I saw nothing. I don't know who the dev is. I don't know who paid me. I don't know who profited. 1 minute or previously, she made X amount of dollars by promoting the meme coin. And then it was, oh no, I ended up spending all of that money. I didn't end up making anything because I ended up having to spend all of that money to defend myself. That doesn't really change anything for me. You got a kickback behind this scam coin, and it really does look like she knew that it was exactly what it was. Of course, she'll never admit this. She's sticking to the fact that she was cleared of any wrongdoing. But no, you're cleared of any wrongdoing legally. But ethically, come on now, you can't tell me that you had no idea. Maybe not that it'd be a scam, but it was a high potential for this to be a scam coin. And because you were getting your pockets padded with an amount that keeps changing. 1 minute it's 200,000, the next minute it's 150,000, then it's 100,000. And then it's, oh, actually, I didn't even profit from it because I had to spend all of that money defending myself. So that amount that she got, we'll never know. And that's cool. That we don't really need to know. We know that it was 6 figures. I mean, that's always remained the same. It was 6 figures. The 6-figure amount has changed, but it was 6 figures. So we know it was at the very least 100K. But saying that, oh, you didn't profit from it because you had to defend yourself from these allegations or whatever. I mean, the people who got the rug pulled under them, is that supposed to make them feel better some sort of way? Oh, it's all good now. I lost the shirt on my back. Deservedly so, honestly, because you got in league with a meme coin by a girl talking about spitting on a schlong. So very, very limited sympathy here in terms of you getting ripped off. But the ones who did get ripped off, it's like, oh, I invested in this and I lost a shirt on my back. I'm supposed to feel better because you lost the profit that you made from the scam. I mean, you didn't go into the red. You just spent the profit that you made from it. You broke even at the end. So the thing that stuck out the most to me on this is that her co-host that was on there were asking her a bunch of questions and she was answering them, and you could tell that these were very scripted questions. They weren't natural at all. They weren't organic. These were very scripted questions, intentionally asked for her to give her side of the story. It was so sloppy that at one point the co-host asked her the same question twice. So yeah, just, I looked at her channel. Her videos are not doing all that well. In fairness, the Hawk to Talk thing never was really killing it in terms of viewership, but it could do way better. It used to do way better than what it's doing now. I mean, she's still pulling in better numbers than I am. However, I have far less visibility than she does, so it's nothing to feel special about to pull in more views than I do. That's pretty much it though, man. Hawk Tuah Girl, She's never going to be held accountable for her part in this. She's never going to admit any wrongdoing. She's never going to take any accountability on her own. She's going to continue to pretend like that she was just as much a victim in this as the people who got the rug pulled out from under them. And in time, if she keeps saying it, you'll all just forget about it and just go back to supporting her for no damn reason, like you guys did before. You know, we got to stop making people famous for silly reasons. I'm not going to call her silly, but she became, quote unquote, internet famous for a really silly reason. This is somebody that, you know, in small town America or wherever the heck that she was at, that had she not have been stopped for a street interview, we still would have no idea who she was. And all because she said spit on that thing, she became this like viral overnight sensation. That's really where we're at now. It's that easy to get a bag that you just got to be lucky enough to be stopped for a street interview and say something goofy while you're on there. You know, do you guys remember that she, and this was kind of one of the things that made her a bit unsympathetic, she did not want to give the street interviewer credit for putting her on. The guy stopped her, interviewed her. She was acting so funny about that. In fact, to my understanding, she was trying to like have the interview taken down some sort of way. This was just a really weird way to say thank you towards a guy who put you on. Just very, very strange behavior. Some people believe that because of that, her downfall like this is just karma, if you will. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that is really karma for that. I think it's karma for scamming her audience. But that's about it, man. I'm gonna leave it there. You guys let me know what y'all think. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.